Hello, good morning, and good day to everyone. Our topic to be discussed this day is all about the contents of our module number 4, domain and range of an inverse function. So, with that, let us have a introduction about inverse function or review about inverse function. It says here there are functions that are not one-to-one. And there are cases that the resulting inverse is not a function because there are values in the domain that are not unique. There are values of the domain and range that make the inverse function. What does it mean? When we have a function and we are asked to find the inverse of that, not all the time that the resulting inverse function of that function will result to another function. Sometimes the inverse of that function is not a function. Ano? Sa madaling salita, hindi lahat ng inverse function can be considered as function, right? Because it will violate the definition of function when you take the inverse of that. Let us have examples. Let us try if the given function is f of x is equal to x squared. So in order to find the domain and range of that function, you need to find first the inverse, definitely. So we have to get the inverse of f of x is equal to x squared. So the first step is to change f of x into y. That's why we have now y is equal to x squared. And then we interchange the variables x and y will result to x is equal to y squared. And then you are going now to solve for y. So as you can see here, we have y squared. In order to solve for y, we need to remove the exponent 2. So you can remove it by taking the square root of both sides. So you need to just take the square root of y squared, square root of x. When you take the square root of y squared, that would be y. Then the square root of x definitely is positive and negative square root of x. So therefore, the inverse function now is, you can now change y to f of negative f raised to negative 1 of x, or the inverse of x now is equal to positive and negative square root of x. So this is now the inverse function. Now, I will teach you how to find the domain and range of this function, of this inverse function easily. You need to use the GeoGebra application. So we have here the graphs of the original function. It's the original function x squared. Baliktad, ano? This is the x squared and this is the inverse function. Baliktad yan. Right. You can use GeoGebra. Paano po yung GeoGebra? So, here is the GeoGebra app. We're going to look at this. You just need to input the given function. Let's say x squared. So lalabas na dyan yung graph ng x squared. This is the original function, right? And the inverse of that function is this one. Positive, negative, square root of x. Ngayon, paano natin malalaman yung domain and range of this function, of this inverse function? When we say domain, these are set of all x values na natamaan ng graph. And domain are the set of all y values na natamaan ng graph. X values ay itong horizontal line, which is the x-axis. The vertical line stands for the y-axis, wherein it consists all the y values. Ngayon, kung titingnan natin itong graph na to, we can see na this graph extends indefinitely to the right from 0 and extends indefinitely to the right. So, positive infinity. Alright? So, from there, malalaman na kagad natin na yung values ng x ay from 0 to the right. Alright? Meaning, greater than or equal to 0. Pag less than 0 na, hindi natatamaan ng graph. Ito yung graph natin, di ba? So, natatamaan lahat ng nasa right side ng x-axis. Those are the positive integers or positive numbers from 0. And then, sa y naman, etong graph na to ay hindi siya nagtatapos dyan. Pag in-extend mo pa yan, kahit saan ka mapunta dyan, pataas siya ng pataas. So, therefore, we can conclude na habang lumalayo tong graph na to, pataas siya ng pataas indefinitely. Ibig sabihin, pwede na lahat ng values ng y ay matamaan. Okay? Pag horizontal line test ka, lahat ng values ng y dito sa taas matatamaan, lahat din ng values ng y dito sa baba matatamaan. So therefore, we can conclude that the range is all set of real numbers. Lahat ng real numbers ay kasama dun sa y values, while dito sa x values, ang kasama lang ay from 0 up to the positive infinity. Hindi kasama yung all numbers from the left ng 0. So that's how you get the domain and range kapag meron ka ng graph. Alright? So in this case, the domain is all set of all values of x such that x is greater than or equal to 0, while the range is all values of y such that y is a set of all real numbers. So, paano siya gawing notation? Balik tayo dun sa module natin. So, ayan. This one is the domain and range of the original function, and the domain and range of the inverse function now is x such that x is greater than or equal to 0, and the range is all values of y, yun ang basa doon, all values of y such that y is an element of real numbers or set containing all real numbers. So, ganito ang pagsulat ng set notation in finding the domain and range. If you can compare this to the domain and range of the original function, nagpalit lang sila. Domain naging range dito, the range naging domains. So, that's how you do it.